Welcome, students, to Entrepreneurship Class 465, The Power of Entrepreneurship. My name is Catherine Frazier, and we will spend the next 8 weeks learning about entrepreneurship in America. And each week we will be able to study how many people like yourself have been motivated to change the world just by an idea. People like Steve Jobs, Fred Smith, John Mackey. New businesses are started each day. There's also a strong possibility that you will work for a small business concern. You will learn how to add value to your employer, who is most likely a small business. You may be wondering, why does your business degree require you to take an entrepreneurship class at the conclusion of your degree? Your business degree requires financial, marketing, and communications knowledge that are necessary ingredients to start a small business. Hope that you will come out of this class with an entrepreneurial mindset. And I'm very interested in increasing your awareness and teaching you how entrepreneurship engine fuels our country. You'll be expected to complete a brief homework assignment prior to the first day of class. There'll be 5 learning objectives in today's module. Would like you to know, what is the difference between entrepreneurship and small business? What started the entrepreneurial revolution? How the 3 revolutions converged? What are the 7 causes of the entrepreneurial revolution? And understand why entrepreneurship churns the U.S. economy and growth. The U.S. economy does need new entrepreneurs. We have an example here of Stacy Madison of Stacy's Pita Chips and Tony High of Zappos. I'm sure many of you have been online ordering shoes from Zappos. Entrepreneurship education is available at more than 60% of 4-year universities. Entrepreneurial activity in the United States now accounts for much of our nation's prosperity. Can you think about a new business that started that you know of over the past year in your community? Well, there is a disappearance of old jobs, especially in mature manufacturing industries. New jobs are created, specifically in service and knowledge-based industries. Society has to accept churning, the creation of new enterprises and destruction of obsolete ones. I think that entrepreneurship gives the U.S. economy its vitality. You know these entrepreneurs who have made an impact. Harry Potter, Edison even said, "I have not failed, I just found that 10,000 ways that won't work." And I think that we can appreciate the fact that it takes a lot of time to not just develop the idea, but to build a business. Well, what is the difference between entrepreneurship and small business? I get asked that a lot in class. Well, in 2010, there were 29 million or so businesses in the US, of which approximately 99% were small businesses with 500 or fewer employees. That's so hard to imagine. I think of small business, I think of a mom and pop operation. How about you? 1/4 of all small business have only 1 employee. And then each year, at least 3 million new ventures are born. And this is where your degree comes in. Many small businesses or entrepreneurs fail because they don't have your background in business and they don't know how to build a business plan. And that's one thing you're going to be doing in this class. You're going to be coming up with an idea and building a business plan around the idea, and it will be judged at the end of the class. What is the definition of that entrepreneur? Well, it's a person who researches an opportunity to buy or create an idea and develops the business plan to pursue it. That's what we'll be concentrating on this year in this class. Building a business plan. The entrepreneur is a person who develops an opportunity that makes a change and impacts society. The entrepreneurial process includes all those functions, activities, and actions that are part of developing organizational functions of a business. Once again, a small business or an entrepreneur will be extremely talented in the area of small business because of the classes that you've taken. There are differences in attitude in small business. For example, if you look at this chart that I retrieved from Tech News, Look at the primary motivation of a small business owner. They'd like to make a small living. How about an entrepreneur? Generally, we describe an entrepreneur who wants to make a change and impact. What is the financial goal of a small business owner? Regular income. The entrepreneur, they want to have value with their company. Career objective for a small business owner? Self-employment. With an entrepreneur, it's usually financial freedom. Well, how about financing strategy? Usually small business owners go to the banks for loans. Entrepreneurs, they look for investors. Well, how about a business strategy? Small business owners want to create more sales so they can stay in business. Entrepreneurs really would like to provide value. View of assets, real estate and inventory, versus an entrepreneur, what they view as assets, their employees and customers. Risk-taking profile. Small business owners looking for stability. And an entrepreneur, they're willing to fail over and over and over again. Employee compensation. Well, small business owners look at market rate or below. Entrepreneurs, they'll pay for top talent to help grow their idea. Work environment, extension of owner's home. Well, the entrepreneur, they're fast-paced and growth-focused. Investment profile, well, the small business owner is pretty much the main investor, owner of their own company, and you'll find that the entrepreneur is very much looking for investors involved in different businesses as well. And then what are the usual actions of a small business owner? They're pretty much day-to-day manage, and the entrepreneur creates strategy, growth, and collaboration. And you take a look at what is the work style of a small business owner, pretty much long-term and enjoys repetitive tasks. But I think that the entrepreneur is short-term, and they're very much a serial and innovator and inventor. Existing small businesses and new startups contribute to our economy. So what started the entrepreneurial revolution in this country? In 1999, the good old boys, Chevron, Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, Sears Roebuck, and Union Carbide were removed from the Dow Jones Industrial Average. They were replaced by Intel and Microsoft, and then eventually Home Depot, SBC Communications were later added. Well, there were other entrepreneurial businesses such as FedEx, Southwest Airlines, Genentech, Apple, Software Arts, and 3Com and Dell. They replaced older companies in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Well, then there were three revolutions that converged in 1989. They were digital technology, informational technology, entrepreneurship. The World Wide Web has really impacted our country, as you know, because of the emerging new technologies. But in 1993, CERN, the www technology, would be freely used by anyone. By 1994, a year later, the web was growing 1% per day. And then by 2005, the number of users were approaching 1 billion, almost 15% of the world population. Well, there were 5 reasons for the U.S. entrepreneurial revolution. There were cultural and social norms that started small businesses. Government reduced capital gains tax that instigated investing. There was R&D transfer. The SBIC, federally sponsored research, can now be patented by organizations. And SBIC is the Small Business Innovative Research. Then there was physical infrastructure, web-related changes. And there were an awful lot of people wanting to start businesses on the web. Well, then we have a human infrastructure. That started the entrepreneurial revolution. Numerous entrepreneurship experts help people to start a small business. Prior to that time, the only place that you could go would be to the Small Business Administration. Well, then you take a look at Why entrepreneurship churns the U.S. economy and growth. There are businesses that are dying, jobs are being lost. Example of churning would be the PC industry and the airline industry. Two types of entrepreneurship is opportunity-based and necessity-based. Well, when you think about the cultural norms and the government and R&D transfer and physical infrastructure, these things have been extremely useful when it comes to launching our entrepreneurial revolution. So when you think about examples of churning, can you think of in your own community some opportunity-based or necessity-based businesses that were started?